Coco. I got the savage. You know you want it, but you can't have it. Coco Savage. Hey. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Coco Savage. Yes, I'm back. New name, new channel. It's gonna be lit. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm not even gonna tell y'all all the good shit coming to my channel because y'all not gonna believe me anyway, because I've been so inconsistent, I know. But there's a reason for that. My first semester of architecture school was hard as hell. And you know, I struggled, but I made it out with a 3.2 GPA. Ew. But anyways, we got a whole bunch of good stuff coming to the channel, you know, architecture, lifestyle, and fitness. But this video specifically was highly requested. Everybody wants to know what my portfolio looked like when I submitted it to even get accepted into grad school. So we're gonna go through it right now. And I just wanna say, my portfolio, my skills, I have come a long way in just one semester. So you're gonna look at this, you're gonna be like, who was on that committee? Because who was accepting her off of that portfolio? Like, it's not even that good. Like, I know, I think that all the time. I always think, how did I get accepted off of this portfolio? But, you know, my portfolio now ain't what this is. My portfolio now is fine. Okay, and I'm gonna do another video on that. So don't judge me. Don't be a hater because I'm sitting pretty in grad school, okay? Oh my God. Y'all, I just got through that whole thing and I was not even recording. Damn, I gotta start from the beginning now. So let's get into it. Yeah. And I'm still on my phone. I have to pull up on my phone. I submit my portfolio digitally, and most schools produce it digitally. Some schools where you can print it out and mail it to them, but that's too much liability. I always have to do that. Just send it and email digitally. Alright, so this is my layout. The front page just has my name, what it is, and the year. I did a basic little background. I don't recommend doing too much as the background because draw away attention from your actual pictures and stuff like that. So just do something basic. You don't need to be like extravagant and none of that. And I did use the software InDesign from Adobe to create this portfolio. I recommend using InDesign because it automatically puts your portfolio in a book format. And it's just easier to use. And you can use Photoshop and like some other stuff, but it's just recommended to use InDesign. If you don't know how to use InDesign or you don't know how to use Photoshop, the best advice I can give you is to just try, you know, look at tutorials and watch some YouTube videos. That's literally the only way you're gonna learn. Because when you get to grad school, you need to know how to use InDesign, Revit, AutoCAD, Photoshop, SketchUp, sometimes Rhino, but it's not like a big thing. But you don't need to know how to use some of these computer software. And if you don't, you just have to suck it up and learn. So learn how to use InDesign so you can do your portfolio. Now, my undergrad degree was in fashion merchandising. So I don't have too much of any architecture background at all. So I ended up applying for the track 3 program. So instead of graduating in 2 years like someone who would have had a bachelor's in architecture, I'm graduating in 3 years. And this solely depends on your department or your school that you go to, because it's really supposed to be 4 years. But my advisor said he getting us out in 3. So I'm gonna take that. I'm getting out in 3 years, okay? I gotta put in a little extra work, but it's all good in the hood, okay? So I applied to the track 3 program. So the qualifications and requirements for my portfolio wasn't like someone who already has a degree in architecture, because they're expected to do stuff like that. Me, they didn't expect me to do too much of anything because I didn't know what I was doing, right? So make sure you check that when you're going to go apply to these schools, like what track you're applying to and all the requirements and stuff like that. So the very first page, besides the cover page in my portfolio, is the table of contents. You need a table of contents in your portfolio. So that just lays out all the stuff that you put into the portfolio out so people can see it, so they can get a general idea of like what's about to come. And it has to be in order, obviously, because if you don't, then what's the point? So my first picture was this. I called it Material Girl, and it's just a girl whose like body features and stuff like that is made out of materials that you would use to build a house. And she's blowing bubble gum, and I turned the bubble gum into the world. So once you put your title and your picture on one page, the next page you want to put what the drawing means or what it symbolizes or a general idea of where you were going with that picture. And then you want to put your process pictures in there. So it's just how you got to that point, basically. And that's basically the key to the portfolio, is putting your process. The key to succeeding in architecture school as far as like your reviews and stuff like that, I would say the biggest thing they stress is always put your process into your project so people can know where you were thinking, where you were headed with your mindset and your concepts and stuff like that, because that's the only way they're going to understand it. So always put your process into the portfolio. That's very important. And mine, it was just kind of basic, you know, it was just some stuff I did in there. The next one is living in treble, and it's a microphone, and the little notes are people, and you have the black notes, which are black people hanging and dangling from the top of the microphone, and then you have the white notes, who are white people, dancing around at the bottom, and you can see that the microphone is in flames. And it's almost like how in the world, you know, the black community, we suffering a little bit from the stuff that non-melanated people do. And non-melanated people, they just not bothered by it. So I threw that into architectural perspective picture. This next one, it sounds so abstract. It's just one of those old school music telegram things. I forgot what it's called. What is it called? Oh, a record player on SLAW. I'm old too, I should know that, but it's a record player and it's playing out an abstract floor plan. And basic, I know. The coloring on that was horrible. This next picture, I put the process first, but it's called Haiti, and it's one of those, what is it called? It helps you keep the time, but it has sand in it. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. You can look at that and tell what that is. I forgot what it's called. The sand that's falling down into the bottom part is what Haiti looks like. That's what the island looks like in actuality, and it's falling into the bottom part of that time sand thingy, and it's basically like we're running out of time to rebuilding Haiti, because you know they be suffering from a bunch of hurricanes and stuff like that. So that's where that came from. This is absolutely trash, and this is why it's towards the end of my portfolio, because it's cheap, but it showed them, you know, even though it looked bad and looked cheap, I can turn nothing into something. I was suffering from broke assness like I always am, and I got my shoe boxes and I was pulling leaves out of the ground and all that other stuff down at Disney World, and I had to make me a nice little model, so that's what I did. So this is called Home is Where the Island Is. I don't even remember where I got that concept from. It was something about like environmental stuff. It's like an island home, and I made that out of leaves, grass, sand, and a blue marker and some tape, as you can see. And then that's my, that's my little process or whatever. This one, I kind of wanted to incorporate my undergrad degree, which was fashion, so I did like a little shoe or whatever. So, oh shit, my camera's back to that. But it's called Envir Shoe, and I designed a shoe solely out of things that you would find in the environment, like sticks and acorns and rocks and leaves and stuff like that, and I made a little shoe out of it. And it's poorly made because it doesn't look that good. But yeah. Then this is trash. I'm embarrassed to even put this in this video. I called it modern. It was my iteration of a modern day house, and everything about this is just wrong. The coloring's wrong. The elements on it are wrong. My 2 or 3 point perspective in the doorway is wrong. It just looks like something your 2-year-old sister would draw up and just show, hey mom, look what I drew at school. That's what this looks like, and it's embarrassing. By no means does my artwork now reflect any of this shenanigans. This is horrible. I don't even, yeah, we're just gonna move on from that. That's why it's at the end of the portfolio, because by this point they've already seen my brilliance in the beginning, so who cares about this? And then the very last thing is stuff that I did in undergrad. I had to take a space planning class to get my degree. Why did I have to take architecture when I was a fashion major? I don't really know, but I had to take that class, and AutoCAD and all these other stupid classes. It's just a floor plan and an elevation. And that's the end. You always want to have a cover page with nothing on it. So that's my portfolio, guys. You guys wanted this to get, and I gave it to you. My portfolio now does not look like this. I guess you just kind of want to show who you are in your portfolio to get accepted into grad school if you've never studied architecture before, and show your skills in different ways. Don't only do sketches, don't only do models, don't only do computer generated models or pictures. Have a mixture of them and you should be fine, okay? Because, I mean, you see what mine was looking like, so y'all should be fine. So, yep. That's it for this video. It was pretty embarrassing, but I mean, who cares, because I'm sitting pretty in grad school. Oh yes. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on all my social media accounts. You already know. The links will be down below. I really make fun of me because she thinks all YouTubers say, oh, down below, whatever, so I do that for her. I'll see y'all in my next video. And that's it. Yeah. My name is Coco. I got the savage. You know you want it, but you can't have it. Coco Savage.